Hey everyone, Josh Ring here. Hope you're having just an awesome day. Today I have a fun experiment for us. I'm going to play 5 famous piano song intros, and I'm going to play them correctly, and I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of them played with poor voice leading to show the real importance of what voice leading can do for your songs. So voice leading, what I mean by that is when we move smoothly from one chord to the next. We're worried about all the various voices that we can have in our chord and how they move from one chord to the next. And so with that, I have, for example, just this quick piano progression in C major. You can see the upper voices, the right hand, are moving smoothly from one chord to the next. Yes, the bass can jump around, but that's what bass do. The bass will jump around quite a bit, but the right hand is really moving smoothly from one chord to the next. As opposed to here, there's a lot of jumping around. Both hands are kind of more or less playing the full chord in root position, and there's just a lot of jumping around. It just doesn't sound as smooth, even though it's still all of the correct notes for all of the chords. So with these wrong versions that I've rewritten, it's still going to be all of the correct notes for all of the chords. It's still going to be all of the correct rhythms, all of the correct style and musicality that we would want. But the voice leading is going to be the thing that's going to be wrong. It's going to show just how important it is to move smoothly from one chord to the next, really focusing on common tones when we have common tones at our disposal. You'll see just how important and just how much better the music sounds when we have that smooth voice leading from one chord to the next. And before we dive in, I wanted to share my free gift for you. This is my music theory survival guide. It has a lot of great features that will really help you increase your musical potential. So just go to joshring.com/free for your free music theory survival guide. So let's dive in. So up first we have Clocks by Coldplay. So just a quick side-by-side comparison of the original versus my bad version with kind of block chords where all of the notes are just stacked up on top. So you can see the nice smooth voice leading. So here I have in blue on the left the original, where it moves smoothly from one chord to the next, and you have quite a few common tones we're taking advantage of, as opposed to my bad version written on the right. With red, you have quite a few parallel fifths, we call them. So this bad voice leading, everything is in root position, moving from one chord to the next. So let's hear what that sounds like. Up next, we have Someone Like You by Adele. And again, just to see those block chords, and in blue, you can see there's quite a few common tones going on. We're really taking advantage of that smooth voice leading in the right hand especially. Versus my bad voice leading on the right again. In red, we can see there's just a lot of chords in root position moving from one chord to the next. So let's see what that sounds like. Before we keep continuing with the other songs, please do remember to like and subscribe. It really helps me spread the word so I can keep helping as many people as possible. Up next, we have 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton. And this one does a really nice job of keeping kind of this B common tone throughout. And the top line, this B to the A sharp is moving down, while the bottom bass note is moving up, right? So there's kind of some contrary motion going on. So that's really nice voice leading as well. Versus my bad version, where I kept the fifth on top, right? The fifth of the chord was what started the E chord, and I just kept that fifth on top the entire time. All right, here's Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. right, so with Don't Stop Believin' by Journey, we can see there's just a whole lot of common tones in the right hand, right? They're really taking, again, advantage of that B common tone, just changing a little bit of the inner voice as the bass has its signature bass line. Versus my Bad, I kept, again, the fifth on top. Since the fifth was on top for the E chord, it just continued on top for all of the other chords, just showing just how wonky it sounds when you have that fifth continually be on top. So last we have for the day is Piano Man by Billy Joel. Here's just a little bit of the intro, and you can see there's just a whole lot of common tones being taken advantage of, and we even have this signature descending bass line, right? So the notes and the bass are just descending by step as it goes along. Inversions are what really this creates with our harmonic progression. So you see the G over B because the B is in the bass going into the F over A with then A in the bass, right? So inversions are a huge part of smooth voice leading. So you can move from one chord to the next really nicely. As opposed to here I have the same descending bass for now. The right hand is more or less in root position the entire time. It sounds a little clunky. So one really bad version of Piano Man is to just take out the inversions entirely. So the chord progressions are the same, but all of the chords are in root position, meaning the bass is playing the roots of the chord continually instead of that signature descending bass line. And this, to me, sounds just completely wonky, completely destroys the signature sound of Piano Man. So I hope you had fun hearing just the absolute importance of what smooth voice leading can do for your songs, right? And just why it's so good to utilize common tones when we have them. It just really helps keep the progression moving smoothly and sounding natural as opposed to just a lot of jumping around. So comment below which was your favorites to hear, played poorly versus played correctly. And let me know in the comments as well, what songs might you want to hear played poorly that I could do in the future. So just before you go, please don't forget your free music theory survival guide. Just go to joshring.com/free.